Hey, everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Unrequested PD podcast. I'm your host, Francisco Faticati, at Faticati in every social media, but not on TikTok because TikTok's weird. Like it has me
It's
as,
X now.
it says, oh, no, TikTok.
Mm,
Yeah, it has me as at
Twitter.
Mr. Faticati. Yeah,
Okay.
Twitter is X now, but everything else at Faticati. We're finishing off season 2, and who better to have as our host, as our guest for season 2, for the end of season 1. Um, than who started with, man.
That's a long introduction, man. I kept
Dude.
waiting for the pero ya estamos
Dude,
aquí.
I'm glad
Thank
you're
you for
here,
having me back, man. Yeah, ya pensé que I felt like a forgotten toy. Like this is what Andy's
man.
toys felt like.
You get episode 1 and the last. Dude, how you been?
I've been good, man. I've been
Same.
good. Yeah.
Puro trabajar.
Puro trabajar, and we're 20 days away from the closing of the school year, so I'm excited. And the time is flying, man. We got so much to do. There's still graduation, senior events,
Yeah,
and then I mean you got to do the day-to-day thing still. So
same. Hmm.
yeah,
And it's crazy because this time of year, like especially in high schools, whew, kids start getting tough.
Eh. Yeah. I mean, by this time, man, a lot of the ones that are really tough,
Yeah.
I don't know, they're not there no more. But yeah, some kids do start pushing the boundaries for sure.
See, you see?
One thing we got a little more strict on was the tardies. So we were,
Yeah.
being a little looser with the tardies. And now we've made it like known, like, hey, because as the year has been progressing and as the year is closing, se pasan, man. So,
See.
I mean, some kids se están pasando.
Mhm.
So it's gotten good. Overall, we're working very well together, and we're just trying to stay on top of it. Like I said, right now there's like 1,000 things that we got to do
Yeah, for sure.
to close off the year. So, pues bueno, aquí estamos.
See, no, I mean, it's happening 20 days, like you said, 20 days to go, and then summertime, and I mean, you get a summer off. I don't get a summer off.
I know.
I get 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's gonna be fine. I enjoy my 2 weeks. I have fun in my 2 weeks.
Tell the people what what this podcast is going to be on. It's going to be a little bit different than what you normally do. It's going to move a little
See?
bit away from education, but we're going to still
Well,
sort of stay, right?
sort of, because I think part of the conversation we want to have today is how do you stay on top of things
And take care of yourself.
with knowing that you have a full-time job
Yeah.
and a full-time family. You have a life, and how do you take care of yourself, not just physically, but how do you take care of yourself mentally, because that's an important one too. And sometimes in our Mexican American culture, that second one doesn't matter a lot.
The mentally part.
The mentally part,
Oye,
like if I remember, like if I were to tell my stepdad, like, hey, ando agüitado,
oye,
órale, échale ganas.
has intentado ponerte las pilas?
Nomás échale ganas, mejor, ya. So it's important for us to talk about it,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like a taboo in at least in my side of the culture spectrum. Yeah.
Wait, and speaking of taking care of yourself, you recently did a challenge where you were doing the white strips.
Sí.
How did that work out? I'll
Hey.
tell you what, I noticed a whiter smile.
All
I do
right.
notice it.
All right.
So good job, man.
I did it for
All right,
10
let me
days,
see
man.
it. Let me see
Yeah.
it. Oy, 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 oy.
Look,
I do notice it, man.
See?
Good job.
I know I've been smiling like this a lot.
How much was a pack?
Like $19, right?
$19.
Yeah, maybe 19.
To a better smile.
$19.
I hear it destroys your animal, but
They,
but if but if your teeth are whiter, I guess it pays off.
I did maybe in day 8, maybe I started feeling like sensitive teeth. Like I would
Ándale.
drink something cold
Can
and
you
it would,
feel it?
see, or something hot. Like I drink coffee in the morning,
Mhm.
así caliente, and I would feel it. It's fine now. Like it's been over for the last 2 days, 3 days, and it's fine. But I did get scared because I don't know if you remember Lauren. She used to be my
Yeah,
TA.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
She went to go teach in
yeah,
Japan or something like that.
no, not that Lauren.
Oh.
She was my TA. She's a teacher now.
Okay, I remember what Lauren you're talking
Sí,
about.
sí, sí. she commented in one of my videos saying, I heard it gives you sensitive teeth or whatever.
Yeah, because it destroys the animal.
And I think she got me thinking about it, and then I started
Yeah,
reading it.
that's what
Does.
you.
I was like,
Hey,
gosh, it does. It does
hombre,
hurt my
puro
teeth.
placebo, puro
I
placebo.
know.
I think if you're all right now, then you're all right.
But I don't know. I like look.
No, I notice it,
Yeah.
100%.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy
pay
about
attention
it.
to your features, and I notice it.
Thank you. I've been thinking now, because you know how again, speaking of taking care of myself, I think I'm 34.
hmm
Yeah, 34. Um, and one of my biggest insecurities is my teeth. I have crooked teeth. Like the bottom teeth are crooked, and I've said it in some of the videos on TikTok. So if you follow me on TikTok here, you know. So I've been trying to get like the alignment, but I want braces, man. I'm 34.
they do clear ones now, man.
I know.
There's different ways to do it. And there's like retainers you can order online. Or
See, well, my sister told me, I don't know. So I'm now looking into it. See, but then I'm not gonna feel myself
30 something is still young. You got time to change whatever
with braces.
or adjust whatever you want.
With braces. You think a 34-year-old man?
So braces are not the only thing now, man. Like I said, there's clear braces now. There's orthodontic treatments that you can go through. Yeah, braces are not the be all when it comes
Yeah.
to fixing teeth.
Well, that's where I stay.
Pero yo no me estoy hablando así a lo loco, vato. I'm just it's things that I saw on TikTok. So
TikTok
you
University.
may have
Dude,
to use braces.
I was pissed when I saw that the whole TikTok ban passed and the president signed it into law. And dude, I'm barely growing on TikTok. Like,
It's not gonna happen, man.
you,
That kind of malarkey comes up every once in a while.
you
People
think so?
talk
Well,
smack.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, wait a second, I just had 10
mean,
new followers yesterday.
We were talking
like,
about banning
on.
TikTok back when Trump was around.
Yeah, I guess. And I know they still gotta go to court and all that
Sí.
stuff, but
Hombre, es puro borlote.
I was like, no way, I like TikTok. That's where, if you check my phone, that's where most of my time is spent.
It's addictive, man. What's the word? Resisted. I resisted jumping. Like that was a difficult word.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I resisted getting on it, man. And my wife is the one that was like, "Hey, check it out. It's fun." Blah blah blah. And then I finally did. And I remember when I initially got on, my algorithm was all messed up. It was all construction worker videos. Like, cozy. It's all construction worker videos. Like, well, it depends what you see. Apparently, I was watching a lot of like roofing, fixing roofs.
Was it a time you were building your?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Just that's what you were getting. You probably
what I
bought
was
something
getting.
at Home Depot, and the
Yeah,
algorithm
maybe.
took you
That's
there.
what-
Yeah. Cause I don't know, because I started on TikTok actually thanks to Maritza Park. Like she was the one that sent me it was pandemic, and she sent me a message and said, "Hey, we need a TikTok video." I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember that
But
time
she-
we were making little TikTok videos.
Yeah, and back in
Yeah.
pandemic, we were working at home and doing all that
Yeah.
stuff, and I downloaded it, made a video,
Mhm.
and it got quite popular.
Yeah, I
Remember that one?
did. Yeah, I remember.
So it got pretty popular, and so I liked the attention, and I stayed.
You like the likes and the comments
Yes, sir.
and people saying, "Oh, Mr. Faticati,
You're so cool.
you're amazing." Only you're saying what we think.
That's it. That's it. I liked it. I like the instant gratification, and just every time I upload a video, I'm checking how many likes does it have now.
That's me on Facebook, man. Anytime I upload a picture, that's why my daughter gets a lot of pictures uploaded. That's what the likes come in. Such a beautiful girl. I know. I played a part in that. It's in my genes.
How many? Like, what's your like goal?
Quién sabe. I don't
Yeah,
do,
but like,
I don't
what
do
would
very
be-
well. I'm not very popular, man. If it's more
Nah,
than
you're-
15.
You're pretty popular when it comes to pictures on Facebook. Like, you get a lot of likes. Like, you get a lot. But what's the
How is
number?
this connected to taking care of yourself mentally and physically?
mentally, it's my escape. I mean, that's really part of the reason why we do this podcast,
Mhm.
because again, we get no money out of this.
No.
It's just because we like to have the
Yeah.
conversation, and because we think that at some point somebody says, "I wonder what those two guys
Do
are
you,
talking about."
do you get in trouble, I guess, with your family, or find yourself sometimes spending way too much time on social media and through the on the TikToks and the Facebook?
Well, no, because we're a social media family.
Really?
Yeah, that's
I do, man. I get in, and I find myself like having to constantly remind myself, put it down, put the phone down, right? Put the phone away. And I'm very open with my wife too, and she's good at telling me, you're on the phone too much. You're on
yeah.
the phone too much. Put the phone away. I know you weren't paying attention because you were on your phone. And she's right, man. I gotta, because you think of like when if you have a difficult teenager, right,
Yeah.
and you're trying to talk to your teenager, you're trying to find out about their day. Están así,
See,
pasito yo,
see,
you know,
see. No,
seeing that latest
but
TikTok video or
it does consume a lot of my time. Like it does consume a lot of my time. I posted a post on Twitter a while back with the times of the day I spent on social media. That is crazy. Like
hours
hours, like seven,
a
8 hours
day.
of my day, for example.
That's
Dude,
crazy,
the
man.
other 8 go to sleep, and the other day go, the other day go to work.
Ocho, ocho al jale, ocho al
8 por
TikTok.
3, 24.
Eight of sleeping.
Dude,
But some of that stuff is like background stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I refuse
To believe that 8 hours is spent on Facebook, I don't know, man. Maybe on TikTok sí te lo creo. You spend a lot of time replying to your fans
Yeah, it gets crazy. Like it
with the
gets
haha J-A-J-A-J-A.
ja, ja, ja,
Ja,
ja.
ja,
Dude, that's how I reply in my jajas. That's J. Este, dude, let me ask you, because I guess we gotta at some point bring it back to
Yeah.
our topic for today. Um, one of the things that is most difficult for me, or that has been most difficult for me, it's fitting in workouts in my schedule. Like what's your routine? What do you do? Like what?
And as
How do you
long as
manage?
as almost as long as we've known each other, we've talked about this topic, right?
I
About
know.
fitting in. Um, you want to know the reality of how to get a ripped body and being the best version of yourself. You got kids, ditch the kids. You got a wife,
Let her go.
let her go. You got food that you like, don't eat it. It's chicken and rice, my friend. That's it. Are you hitting your 30s and your testosterone is low? Time to visit the doctor. that's the sad truth with you look at Facebook and Instagram posts with these ripped bodies.
Mhm.
And I know you sent me a picture the other day, and you're like, man, I've been hitting the gym. I've been eating clean. I just want to get rid of this.
Dude,
Yo no lo veo.
man.
No, te mandé una I sent him a picture. I was like, and a picture that, by the way, is one of those one-shot ones. So you're never gonna get to see that picture again. Say, sir, this is years. This is years of consistent working out, and I still got it right here.
Dude.
Because no, honestly, man, if you want to look like one of those bodybuilders and sexy influencers, you have to sacrifice a big part of your life. I mean, you're either going to give up food, right? Give up the good drinks
Mhm.
on the weekends, give up a lot of time with your family, or even give up some of your health because you're going to have to be taking some things that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So how do I do it? Whenever you can. And I guess that's when we can talk about, right? Like you have been recently going in 5 a.m. workouts,
It's been maybe 3 months now.
3 months.
Yeah, maybe
Consistent 5 a.m.
consistently
workouts.
5
That's
5 a.m.
awesome, man.
I started with Monday to Friday, and then I added at least one day in the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. But I'll try to hit the gym at least once in the weekend, because I eat like crazy in the weekend, and then I feel super guilty. And then one thing that we're doing now, we're doing sit ups every night. like at least 60 to 80 sit-ups.
You said it was like a challenge, right?
Well, I don't know. We just
Or it's
started it.
just
See, I was gonna start doing a push-up challenge, and I realized that I'm still weak. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do
so
sit-ups.
when you posted that video on
That
TikTok,
was the one
because
and
you did
only
post,
time.
you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a 30 push-up day. I'll let y'all know how it's going.
It didn't go.
You should have done it the next day, guys. It was one day. It didn't go very well. Have you updated your fans yet, man?
No, not yet, not yet. But I traded it for sit-ups.
Okay.
Sit-ups, right? That's crunchy
Yeah,
sit-ups.
crunches,
Yeah.
sit-ups. A sit-up is when you completely sit up. A crunch is just when you're getting contraction.
Yeah. Well, we do all types. We do sit-ups, crunches,
Yeah.
and we try to hit at least like 60, 80 reps per day. So that's another thing that I'm adding. Um, because like I'm trying, like I'm trying.
Yeah.
I told you that I got super heavy. Like one time I got maybe 231. I think that was when I said I can't do this. Like I can't keep going up.
Yeah.
Like I can't. And
And you said that you were playing with your kids and you couldn't keep up. Que te cansabas de volar.
see. And so I just had that epiphany and just I need to stop and start.
Yeah.
I need to start eating healthy. Um, which that hasn't happened yet 100%. Last Tuesday, I downed 2 double
It's
cheeseburgers,
que the thing,
5 chicken nuggets, and fries. But you know,
yeah. So for me, fitness, right? Because I guess that's what we're talking about, health. Um, think about the two greatest, um, I guess, passions or benefits or the good things in life. One is food. You
yeah.
want to be able to go and have good food and enjoy good food.
Hmm.
But two, you want to be able to do things with your family, whether it's running after your kids or sea lo que sea, ¿verdad? Vamos a ir
Sí.
vamos a correr o jugar una carrera. I know I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Um, you got to take care of your body and exercise for me. Because I do intermittent fasting, and people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's because you're trying to lose weight." And honestly, it's not, man. I look like a guy, right? And I honestly have been working out very consistently, minimum an hour for years now, and I look like a guy that used to work out. I look like a guy that used to work out once upon a time in high school, and the reason for that is because I work hard, but I do it to eat well, man. Yo
Yeah.
como like today, I had Lynn's buffet.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, Lynn's, I believe, has some of the best enchiladas
Yeah. This
I've
section
ever had.
sponsored by Lince Fair.
See, so right now I am 184, probably 182.
Yeah.
Um, on a Monday, guys, I'll start like at 187.
Yeah.
By Friday, bajo to 181.
Yeah.
Just so I can be 187 again by Monday.
That sounds like the Francisco Machicati diet, man. That happens to me all the time.
Yeah, like intermittent. I've been doing intermittent fasting for years now. Because I had it. Everyone would say breakfast is the best or the most important part of the day, and you got to eat your breakfast, and breakfast is important. And I never was into breakfast. I love breakfast food, just not eating early.
Yeah.
Right? Nunca me daba hambre, and I would eat just because.
Because it's breakfast time.
Yes. And then when I started playing the calorie game, I'm like, whoa, if I can skip breakfast, one taco, about
Yeah.
400 or 500 calories,
Yeah.
2 tacos, we're talking about 1,200 calories. And how much does the average person eat? 2 tacos.
Yeah.
At least me.
Yeah,
One
no,
bacon
I
egg, one
guess you're
chorizo
right,
egg,
you're
or
right, yeah, you're
or
right.
2 cute
Yeah,
tacos,
you're right.
right?
Dude,
So
if
you're
I go to Tacos RVG over there, you know which
unos
one?
4,
Unos
5.
cuatro, güey.
Uno de chicharrón, uno de molleja, uno de frijol con chorizo. So we're talking about like 2,000 calories for breakfast. Or I can have a 3,000 calorie meal for dinner.
Yeah. Just remember, I know I started doing intermittent
Yeah, intermittent
fasting.
fasting.
Yeah.
If you say it fast, people will notice that you say it wrong.
Intermittent fasting. Oh, there you go. Intermittent fasting. I started doing that. 16-hour fast. And I liked it. I enjoy it. Like I again, I'm same way. I would prefer not to eat breakfast.
Sí.
That I do black coffee in the morning, water. I'm doing okay. Then I tried 24-hour fasting, and I thought it was,
You were doing
yeah,
24
24
for a
hours,
while.
24, 24, 24,
See,
and I thought it was gonna be hard, but it wasn't.
yeah.
Like it's not hard because then
Especially when you're working, because
yeah,
you're just you're
exactly,
working.
exactly. And well, the horrible thing about that is that you don't stop working. Like it's I don't know, something in my mind says you don't have a lunch break and you just keep going.
So you wouldn't even take your lunch break. You just
No,
keep working.
you just keep going.
I think I'll take my lunch break. Take a little nap.
But then I'm gonna get hungry,
Yeah, then you want to eat.
and
You're
then I
like,
want
oh,
to
it's
eat.
lunchtime.
Yeah, so I would just keep going. Like I would go visit a campus or do something else because I keep my mind busy because I was gonna get hungry. But then I guess by week 3 I was fine. Like I could relax a little bit and I wasn't getting hungry. But the good thing about it was the meals after. Like I would get a
Yeah, you
nice
went
meal.
home. I have 2,500 calories I gotta take in right
Yep,
now.
yep, yep, yep.
Vámonos.
Mm-hmm.
Are you meal prepping right now?
I'm not meal prepping per se. Like I'm taking lunch, but I don't cook like on Sunday for the rest of the week. Not right
Okay,
now.
so you're taking like leftovers or what?
I'm taking leftovers.
Ah, I
Yeah,
got you.
leftovers, things that I find. The other day I went to my mom's house. I came back with 3 plates of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Repartilos. Mole para lunes, spaghetti para viernes.
Era 3 días de comida. So just for visiting my mom on one
Yeah.
day. So but no, I'm not meal prepping, and that's one thing that I wanted to talk about because meal prepping became a hype a while ago.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I tried all types of meal preps out there.
Sí.
Like I tried Beauty and the Beast. I
Mhm.
tried Fork to Feed. I
Flavor
tried
games.
Flavor
Yeah, yeah,
Games.
yeah.
I tried them all.
Sí.
Like I tried them all, and some are better in flavor than the others, and whatnot. But um, still, like for me, it wasn't it. Like I was getting bored of the food, and the food was just tasteless, and I couldn't do it. And I'm a food person. Like a mí me encanta
You
comer,
want to get fit and you like food? Scratch it.
dude. A mí me encanta comer. Like
Sí,
I
sí.
just love
No,
food, man.
honestly, you got to be okay with being a repetitive eater, man. I have found something I like. I like taco bowls, and so I'll buy the 85/15 lean ground beef at Costco.
Okay.
I'll cook 3 pounds on a Sunday, and I'll throw cilantro lime rice. And I know that you asked me what's the
What's
recipe
the
for
recipe
cilantro
for
lime
that one?
rice. Cilantro lime rice, and
I meant the process.
see, you throw some rice in there. So and then some black beans and some corn from a can.
Yeah.
And so this whole week it was just taco bowls. I mean, well, today for
Sure.
lunch I ate Lynn's, so
Yeah.
I might still have one taco bowl left in the fridge. But I personally am okay with repetitive meals.
And I'm not.
Yeah, and again, it's just because Monday through Friday, I'm on a tight schedule, man. As I get home, I have like 30 minutes to eat. I live 5 minutes from work, but still, I mean, I got to get home, then I got to get back to work, and then after school, I literally only have maybe 20 to 30 minutes because my daughter has to go to ballet or we got to get her jujitsu, right? She's got like little activities. Now, does she have to? No, pero pues, you want
Yeah.
to keep them busy.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
um, so I gotta eat, and I gotta eat because I'll go to jujitsu with her, and I also do jujitsu with her. I guess that goes back to like what is your right
Mhm.
routine. So I'll go to jujitsu with her from 5:30 to 6:30, and then 6:30 my class starts. So I me quedo yo. So I mean, if I don't eat
Sí.
when I get home in those 20 minutes, I don't eat
It's done.
until
Yeah.
I get back home like around 7:30, 8 o'clock. But I gotta eat. And as far as my routine for exercising, I've always done something, man. Like I said, I've always liked working out, moving my body, and now as I grow older, I know that it's more important because there was about a year where I stopped doing everything. I stopped doing anything,
Like what?
and like just nada, sedentary lifestyle. Just hanging out, playing video games, just living life. And it's normal to live a life, and you walk around a lot, and you feel like, man, I'm getting home tired. Um, but the weight starts creeping up on you. The weight
Yeah.
starts creeping up on you,
Mhm.
and as you get older, the weight keeps creeping up on you even more. So,
I know,
um,
dude. I don't want to. I'm gonna open up right here, man.
a ver,
I don't want to realize that I'm getting old, man. Like and I know, age is a number
sí.
and it's a construction and it doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. Like I get all that, pero ya no corro como corría antes.
Hey, when I was a kid, I told my parents with all seriousness, I said, at 45, that's it. That's it. My life. I know my life is over.
Se acabó.
And at this point, I think my parents were like 45. I was a kid, man. I was like 8, 9 years old. And I remember I don't know what caused me to have this conversation with them, but I told them, like, I mean, put me out of my misery at 45. Like, my body will be shut down. Like, I've lived life. That's it. And my parents were like, Mijo, no, Mijo, 45 no es nada. What do you mean?
Hey,
And I couldn't understand that. And I was hanging out with my coworkers the other day, and some of them are we were talking about age or whatever, and one of them's going into the 40s, and they're super young, super healthy,
sí, sí,
super,
sí.
and we have maybe like an 8-year age difference between us, and ni se nota, ¿verdad?
Sí.
And I at that moment I'm like, isn't it so weird that when you were growing up as a kid and you would look at a 40-year-old
Sí, sí,
adult and you
sí.
would think like, man, that
Que
person
tan
is
viejos.
old.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
now we're there.
Mm-hmm. I
I
used
don't
to
feel
think
old,
my
man.
primos who were 35
Uh-huh.
were old. And I remember seeing them and saying, "Y ya tan viejos estos, ya tan viejos." Now I'm 35. I feel young. And I keep saying it. Like we hung out with a couple of friends last week
Yeah.
and we were talking about age because it comes up. And I said, I feel, I don't know, I feel young. Like
Sí,
I don't feel old. Like
sí.
but I don't know, like I guess como el otro día que me levanté jodido y que dormido.
Sí. Oh man, sometimes we'll get to that jujitsu class, and I'll stay like 20 minutes warming up, man. And my nephew was like, Sergio, you're not gonna start? Ah man, I gotta warm up real good. It's like, you already warmed up. And like, no. Like, dude, I knows me. I knows me. If I go in too soon and I do a move I'm not supposed to, ya me fregué toda la semana. That's it.
And okay, right now Luca wants to do boxing, so we're gonna
Uh-huh.
start doing boxing next week. Yeah, I know. So that's gonna be
Very cool,
it's
man.
gonna be
That's
a good
good.
double workout for me, and I get to
Yeah.
spend time with him. So
I think every kid needs to do some kind of self defense, man.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Boxing, boxing is one of the best, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome for him.
we're gonna start on. He wants to do it. We've talked about it a lot. He wants to do boxing. We're gonna start on Monday. So let you
Where
know
did
how
he
that
get
goes.
boxing from? Like, was that something you all were talking about? Nomás de
We were
repente
talking
dijo,
about it
¿sabes
because
qué?
I
Yo
did
quiero ser
boxing
como
when
Canelo.
I did boxing when I was little, when I was young, and we were talking about it, and then he just liked the idea, and he wants to do it. He wants
Have
to
you
do it.
found a camp close by?
Yeah, we have one like 3 minutes away. It's aquí de
Awesome, man.
voladita, so it's gonna be
Good
good.
deal.
So, yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be my second workout of the day because I don't think I want to stop
Yeah.
the morning
So
workout.
speaking of staying young, and again connecting it back to like fitness and taking care of yourself, guys, it's so important. Um, to take care of your body and to move it, to do something, whatever it is that you find. I mean, I was a bike rider at one time. I was a runner at one time. Right now, I'm doing the jujitsu stuff that I'm liking. Um, I was a P90Xer for for a while. I did
Yeah.
like a full year and a half of
Did you
P90X.
do Tabo?
No, Tabo? ¿Qué es eso?
Tabo, it used to be something similar to P90X.
P90Xer, Tony Horton.
It's
I thought
Tabo.
it was insanity.
I think I'm saying it right. Tabo,
Tybo? I don't know, man.
Tabo.
You're
No,
not.
Tabo. It's Tabo.
No,
Tabo. I don't know.
kids.
But it used to
but
be a workout thing.
but yeah, you. I mean, honestly, working out is a fountain of youth. I saw a picture, and I don't even know what this guy's name is. Ed Helm, and I'm probably not even saying his name right. He's a guy from Ghostbusters, 78 years old. He
No,
was an African
Ed Helm
American.
is Andy from The Office.
No. So, oh yeah, okay, so it's definitely not him. But anyway, this guy is an actor from the 1980s Ghostbusters. 78 years old, man. He came out in a black shirt looking
It's
swole,
insane.
looking
Yeah.
real good, man.
Yeah.
Maybe like a month or two later, Men's Health did a little interview on him on what he keeps in his fridge and how he works out. And sure enough, man, the guy takes really good care of himself, eats boring food,
Yeah.
and then and then does a pretty
That's
consistent workout.
important.
But dude, 78 years old, man. When my grandparents were 78, they were already on the, their
Mhm.
bodies were hurting, they were moving a lot slower, they were speaking a lot slower. This guy at 78 looks like he's in his 50s.
Sí.
My suegro, I'm gonna give him another shout out here. My suegro, I can, that guy's a machine, man. And people ask me like, how does he do it? I have no idea, man. That guy is an alien, and he says himself, yeah, I'm an alien. I'm an alien. 5 a.m. every single day for years. No matter what we're doing, man. We could get home from a road trip at 1 in the morning. 5 a.m. He's gonna be waking up, working out. He's hitting 60 years old. We went not surfing, but we went like on a boat ride a few months ago, and you could get on a little board where you have to
Sí. Ajá.
balance
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
right? Y tal barco en friega, bom, 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 bom. And so he got on, and it took him like 3 tries because the first two he got knocked out, and the third one he stayed on. It takes a lot of core work, a lot of
Yeah.
like tricep muscle and stuff. And I said, I can do it.
Papita.
Papitas. That 60-year-old man did it, dude. Oh my God. I was so embarrassed. It was like my 12th time. And at one point, man, I just had to say, you know what? It's not going to happen, man. It's
Driver
not going
said,
to
"Ah,
happen.
quítese mejor."
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got on the boat and he's like, yeah, 60 years old. I know, man. Cállate.
See, mira, I told a friend of mine, David Ramirez, that we were gonna do this podcast and talked about this, and I'm gonna read you his comment. He said
Okay.
he has the key. He has the key to losing weight and staying fit. Let me read the key.
I
to
told you already, man. You got to ditch the kids, ditch the wife, eat boring food. That's the only way.
This is his key. His key.
A ver. Let's...
Cierra el hocico y hace ejercicio.
I told you.
You want to know how to stay fit?
Sí.
Cierra el hocico
Yeah.
y hace ejercicio, dice David Ramírez.
Yeah.
Pero I mean, it's definitely difficult, especially like having I sleep very little, and I'm speaking for me. Like
Yeah.
I sleep maybe 5 hours,
Yeah.
6 hours at the most, and I know like I read all the research on TikTok that you have to sleep well, and that you have to get your ounces of sleep.
Because sleep
can't.
is a impact
can't.
on your health.
And I told you the other day, I know we were messaging. Like for me, like staying awake is the one thing I can control. Is the one thing that I can control. And I
You
can,
said you sleep like at 1, ¿verdad?
well, I'm doing earlier now by 11:30 maybe.
Okay.
Sometimes
Which is still late. That's crazy,
yeah.
man.
Sometimes pushing 12. But I used to go to sleep 12.
This guy will
1,
send me
2.
messages sometime like at 10 o'clock, and then he'll get upset that I don't respond to him till
Dude,
6 in the morning.
Kid,
Estoy durmiendo.
you're 34, man. You can't sleep at 10 in the
No,
10 at night.
9:30 is my 9 o'clock. I'm in bed. 9:30, you're probably not gonna get me. That's it. And I like it that way.
Okay. All right. Still baffles me.
I love it.
I'm like, damn it. Like how do you sleep so early? But like for me, for example, I get out of work at 5, get home by 6ish because I work far away. Get home by 6. That if I were to go to sleep at 9, that gives me 3 hours. Like 3 hours to live.
My home, well, it's because all my girls sleep early. My wife, my 2 daughters, they're all in bed by 9, man. So
Yeah.
I guess that's part of just it's part of my house.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
I guess so. I'm telling you, like I don't know. To me, it's just a little strange because that's not my
sí, no es
routine.
no es tu onda.
And my kids don't sleep
Early.
sleep early. My wife doesn't sleep
Pues sí, ya
early.
están
Sí,
grandecitos.
este, and I love playing video games. I love playing FIFA, so
Mhm.
that's also part of where my time
Yeah.
goes. So that I can't, like, I just can't go to sleep early, but I still wake up early and try to
No.
get a workout in every once in a. I mean, now very
Yeah.
regularly. Um,
Here's another key to fitting in the workouts and all that.
do it.
You have to have a supportive wife,
See,
a supportive spouse. Period. Shout out to my wife. She's very understanding. Obviously, we have to make some adjustments, right?
see,
For example, on Saturdays, there's I'd like to get my workouts in early, but she's got to go. She right now she's going through her master's program, so she has to do some work in the mornings. So entonces yo digo, no, pues I'm gonna have to do it in the afternoons. And as soon as she
yeah.
gets back, hey, I've got. But no, she's very supportive. I mean, Monday through Thursday, basically, like I said, in the afternoon, it's quick, man. We don't spend as much time as we should together from around 5 to 8 o'clock. About 8:30, I'm home and we hang out, right?
And go sleep
For
by
30
9.
minutes. For 30 minutes, catch up on everything. But it definitely takes like some adjustment.
See, see,
It
see.
takes some adjustment and takes some understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But she's very supportive. And I think it's because she knows that I'm a better person too. Sometimes she'll tell me, she's like, I think you got to go work out or go go wrestle, go wrestle with other men. Sure. uh, because it puts you in a better state, man. I feel like a better person. I feel like a better version of myself whenever I just let this stress out, whatever it is, right? Whatever
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do so on Thursdays, I do sparring because that gym is also connected with MMA,
See,
kickboxing.
uh-huh.
And I know you messaged me. You're like, "Hey, how about we get together Thursday?" Nah, man, I can't Thursday. I spar on
I get
Thursdays.
punched in the
I
face and
get- and you're like, or you could not go. And I had to. Yeah, but you don't understand how important Thursdays are for me. I look forward to it all week because I get punched in the face on Thursdays, and it sounds crazy and it sounds dumb. And I remember my friend. I told him, dude, you gotta come, man, you gotta come. And he says, "Estar pagando pa que te peguen en la madre, no creo yo." I ain't gonna do that. But I don't know, man. There's just something about I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm up here, and then it brings me to right
okay,
here,
all
right where
right.
I'm supposed to be.
It humbles you.
Yeah, it humbles you, man, when a 15-year-old kid is punching you in the mouth. It does.
See, see, see. I mean, I know. I tried. I said, let's do this on Thursday, but I know you couldn't do it. But that leads me to my next question, man. Because it, as much as I find very important to keep well with yourself again, physically, mentally. I also find it very important for us to stay in touch with people. So in such
That's a complete different episode, man. You're
dude,
doing it right now.
dude, like in our busy schedule,
See.
like how do you keep up with saying, hey, how you doing, Bato? Hey, how you
See,
doing?
see, see. And you have to be purposeful, and you and I are a perfect example, right? Because um it it was pretty easy when we were working together, and at the same time it wasn't easy, right?
Yeah,
Because we were in different departments
yeah,
altogether. And you would figure, well, you work in the same school, you see each other regularly. You
yeah.
don't.
We
Different
yeah.
hallways, you're in a classroom all
Mm-hmm,
day, you're teaching, you
mm-hmm,
have 45, 50 minutes to make your copies.
yeah,
You got to do some work. And then if it doesn't match with your schedules, that's
yeah.
it. And four
Mm-hmm.
o'clock comes, I ain't going to be hanging around the campus, man, to go visit Faticati. I'm going to go home to my kids. Um, you have just like working out, right? Eating better, you have to be intentional with what you do. And I know that, and even in marriage, me and my wife have talked about having to be intentional with our dates, right? With our meetups. And we said,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? It's very easy to get caught up in, oh, I got to take the girls here, I got to take the girls there. And let's set up one day for us,
See,
2 hours for us.
yeah,
That's
Us
us.
time.
Yeah, and whether we go and stare at each other and just enjoy our food, that's us time,
See?
right? Um, it's the same thing with friendship. I think that that's one thing that you and I have really focused on, where we even message each other, hey, we haven't really seen each other, and
I haven't talked to you
so I
for
haven't talked to you in whatever days. We got to do breakfast this
yeah
Sunday. And
mandates.
mandate, and sometimes it'll be, nah, I can't this Sunday, man. But
But
we'll schedule something.
yeah, yeah.
We'll schedule
Because we
something.
used to have, remember, we used to have, and I recommend this to everybody out there. And I know my wife thought it was weird, but we used to schedule mandates
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
every Sunday,
And we called them mandates.
one Sunday per month. We're
Yeah.
gonna go. I know we haven't done it in a while.
When we were working together, we would do lunch dates.
Lunch dates,
Yeah,
yeah.
we would do lunch
We're
dates.
gonna go do lunch date, yeah. But and then we started with breakfast on Sundays,
Yeah.
and but I mean, you gotta keep up with your friends. You gotta know what's going on in
I
their
remember
lives
one
too.
Sunday. Remember you woke? It was like we would try to get it early
No, you would
because,
try to get it early,
well,
and I
yeah,
just
because
complied.
I want to get it early because this is a good part of the day. But at the same time, you have all your responsibilities, right? You
Mm-hmm.
still got to work out. You still got to get with the girls. The girls still got to eat breakfast. And you still got your family affairs. You still got to go to church. All that good stuff. And so I think 7 a.m. right as we're having breakfast sometimes. And one time I got up at 7 a.m. and I was showering and my neck cranked for, like, talk about getting older. It salía así.
¿Qué estás haciendo? Me
It,
estaba bañando.
it was like, dude, what'd you do? I was showering, man, and then that was it. My neck is like this. That was the most miserable lunch I've ever had.
Yeah, I remember we went to a restaurant here in Alamo,
Yeah, yeah.
and the lady, ¿está bien tu amigo?
Ahorita se compone.
Está bien, esto se arregla. We had a rough night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's important, man. It's important. It's important
Yeah.
because like we gotta touch base and say how are you doing, because time flies. It goes
Yeah, no,
by.
no, no. You definitely have to be purposeful. You have to outline what's important to you, man. Like I said, I mean, to me, health is important, family is important, my marriage is important, my friendships are important, and so it's a lot, right? Sometimes it's like, God,
Mm-hmm.
this is important, this is important, my finances are important, but you got to be purposeful with what you do. So if you have some friends that you haven't seen in a while and you want to keep close friends, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to
Mm-hmm.
say, like, hey, let's schedule a date, man. Let's make this happen.
See,
I feel
see,
like
see.
I haven't seen you in 1 month, in 2 months. We haven't talked in a while. Let's go get breakfast. And sometimes we only hang out for like an hour.
See,
Sometimes we
and
hang out for 3.
yeah,
Sometimes it becomes 3, 4 hours. Today's an example, right? I feel like we haven't seen each other like in 2 weeks.
I know. Well,
Uh,
a little more, no?
yeah.
I think
And
a
when we
little more.
started it was a way for
See,
us to kind of like
uh-huh.
lead some conversations that we hadn't delved into yet.
See,
So, um, don't be afraid to have those conversations with the people that you care about. Like I said, going back to my marriage with my wife, we had to have that conversation of like, hey, we got to take some time for us. It's
mm-hmm.
that time to have that conversation of, yeah, let's have us time.
See, go on a date night,
See,
do something different, watch a movie, something,
yeah,
spend some time
something
together. I
without
think,
the kids.
see, spend some time together, and I think that's always important. Um, I mean, one of the things that we do is we hang out with friends a lot. Well, lately, because it's my kids are at an age now
Uh-huh.
where they'll be in the rooms. They're gonna be
As
fine.
again.
See, I take it. They're gonna be fine. They know mom and dad are outside.
Sí. Ahí está Luca. He'll let us know if he's in trouble.
They're outside with their friends. Like they know. But it's hard to get to that point. Like I know that like you still have a long time to get there. You have a long time.
But I'm
But dude, it's
blessed. I'm blessed with family that's willing to help, man. That's another.
see, that's
I
another
guess
one.
that's another secret, right? Or tactic. Make sure you get family that that likes you, that likes your kids.
See,
I have an awesome family. And they're willing to help anytime, man. All I got to do is shoot a text. Can y'all pick up the girls, or can y'all take care of the girls?
see.
Bring them over.
No, wait. I we have the best support system. We do. In both sides of a family. I'm telling you, my brother has blocked off Thursdays because
I've seen that
He
for
takes
fries.
he takes Luke at the
That's
piano,
awesome,
and
man.
then they go eat fries and they do
Mm.
their videos. So I don't have to worry about that anymore.
See,
Like I don't have to go.
Thursdays
That's
is
that's him. Like I know
yeah.
he's gonna pick him up. He's gonna take him to the piano, and
So he
then
even takes them to piano.
yeah,
That's awesome,
they take
man.
he takes them to piano practice,
I knew he take them for fries. I've seen
and
those
then
TikToks.
after piano they go
That's
and do
awesome.
fries.
So he goes, hangs out at the piano lessons,
He
and then he'll
waits there
take.
for an hour until they're done, and then they go.
That is
Dude,
awesome.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome,
Like
man.
not anybody.
No, not everyone has that, and that's another thing that I guess when it comes to like our, what is it called, privilege,
See? Yeah.
right? Because I know that it's easy for us to say like, well, yeah, I go on date nights and I go
See,
work out
see.
at 5 a.m. and I do this and I'm a family man. Like, you have to understand your privilege,
Sí,
right?
también,
I know that
también.
we're privileged enough to have a family support system that's willing to say like, hey, you know
Ujú.
what, you want me to take care of your kids? Bring them
Sí.
over, man.
Diviértanse, mijo,
Diviértanse.
dice my stepdad.
Sí.
Diviértanse, mijo, váyanse.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I mean the support of your family, of your spouse. It's when you say, yeah, go work out, go take care of yourself, whatever you need to do,
Sí,
right? But then you gotta reciprocate it.
sí,
You gotta be there to be able to do the same.
sí, sí, sí. Yeah. It's I mean, you're absolutely right. Like it's not always possible. Like if you were a single father, um, trying to take care of two kids, or a single mother and trying to take care of two kids and a job, and then it
And then listening to
so
us, mira estos idiotas que
entonces
saben.
que está bien fácil oírlo.
Sí, oy.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's tough to say, but we do have that different privilege,
yeah.
and but it's nice right now, right now. But I could understand 100% how not everybody could keep up with a fast paced life of
Same.
getting up, going to work out, or talking to the friends, going out with their friends, and doing different things. So a lot of the times, I saw a TikTok the other day, and that's where I get most of my information from. I saw a TikTok the
Te
other
la van a
day.
quitar pronto, vato.
See, I know I'm sad about that, man. Um, that said that if somebody doesn't message you, you're not supposed to message them because that means that you don't matter to them. Dude, that's not true, man. You
No.
don't understand what other people are going through. If I
Yeah.
have the time to text them, I'm gonna text my
Sí.
friends. I said, "Hey, I hope you're doing okay." And sometimes I
Sí.
just saying like, "Hey, te mando un abrazo." Yeah,
Sí.
like that's it. That's it because they're living a different.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes, like you'll send me messages, and you'll send something like, "I'm kind of upset that you completely ignored my question." or or your story, because sometimes you'll message me, so or vice versa, right? We'll message each other something like, and we're waiting for a reply, but I mean the day
It
just
didn't
gets away
come.
from
Yeah.
you, like, and it's 2 days later, you're like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry, man.
I remember I sent you like a 6-minute voice message. Ya estoy como sonso. Ahorita me va a contestar Sergio. I know it's coming. I
Eh,
know. He's gonna hear it. He's gonna think it's a badass story. He's gonna answer
yeah.
nada.
Uh,
But I mean, I get it. Like life just happens and things happen. And
yeah.
I remember
And
that.
you gotta be cagalero enough to be like, hey, ¿vas a responder o no? Porque hay una
O te
gente
la
que se,
mando otra vez.
porque hay una gente que se ofende.
Sí,
Like,
sí, sí.
it's like, hey, I sent him a 6-minute story. He didn't reply. I guess I just don't care.
Sí.
I guess I just don't care to him.
No, ni le
I
importa.
know where I stand now for Sergio Garza.
No, and I think that's the part that I'm talking about, that we gotta be also understanding of our friends. Like we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what's happening in their everyday, especially if we don't keep
Sí.
up with them a lot. We gotta be understanding. Si no contestó y no contestó y mañana le mando otro y no pasa nada. We'll send a sticker or one of those.
Yeah, enojado.
GIF, semi GIF. How do you say it?
I say GIFs,
GIF,
man.
GIF.
But some people say GIFs, and their rationale is, let's say you add a TS at the end, then what would it be? Gifts,
Gift.
right?
Okay.
So if you take away the TS, then it turns into a GIF.
GIF.
I don't know.
I'm trying to look for another word construction.
See
That's
déjala, GIF.
GIF.
That's fine.
Yeah. Something's got a
However
give.
you say it,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Well, the other one, I know we talked about another word that.
Often and often.
No. Otra. Irregardless.
Regardless.
Irregardless. We talked about that one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
irregardless.
yeah. We're not
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
mean,
into
it
that. We're not
means
gonna
the
get
same-
it. Look,
it
for my
means
look,
the
we're
same
talking
thing.
about mental well-being. So for my mental well-being, I'm not gonna get into this conversation with you again. All right, let's go ahead.
Dude, I'm a linguist.
Go into something else.
But it's actually a good stopping point for us. I really enjoyed our conversation today.
I did too, man.
It's important for everybody to keep thinking about, even if you don't have the privilege or the time because man, like we're talking about workouts as if they were the end all be all thing of stress release. Maybe they're not. Like I find stress relief in playing video games or playing music. I sometimes just grab my guitar, estoy cantando como sonso ahí, güey. And yo estoy cantando como sonso.
No, te escucho un TikTok about that. You're right. You're right.
Y yo me agarro ahí, vea, como en solo. And that's what I like. That's what I like to do. So we're not saying work out and it's the only thing to do. Ahorita porque uno está poniendo es lo que traemos de moda. But whatever it is that you do, make sure you make time to be.
Yeah, I guess the big lesson here is to be purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think it's gonna come easy, it's not. We just gave a bunch of examples of things that are good for you, right? Whether it be taking care of yourself mentally by taking walks, reading books, playing guitar, taking care of yourself physically by working out, going for walks. If it means taking care of your marriage, right, by setting up appointments, taking care of your relationships by setting up frequent meetups or messages and stuff. I mean, the point is you have to outline, this is what's important to me. This is what I'm going to make time for. God, let's set a date or let's set a time to make it happen.
Even if it's not immediate. Like I know sometimes we'll say, te veo en 2 semanas.
Sí.
En 2 semanas.
Y llegan las 2 semanas.
Y luego sale con que no puedo.
Sí.
But you know, the intention's there.
Sí.
But those intentional moments, like intentional key moments in life that keep you sane. Because we go through life and we're going to get all super philosophical here, but life goes on, man. Like it just keeps going and it doesn't stop. And we're April, but we're at the end of April now. Like we just celebrated New Year's and now it keeps going. So we got to make time and we got to find the special key moments that we can celebrate. The key moments that we can enjoy, the key moments that we can do the best that we can do, so that we can live life. Because it's not about what do you say? It's not about working to or living to work. It's about working to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about enjoying the moments and those special moments that you do have. Enjoy it to the max, you know, and be there, live it. Don't be shy. Don't like all these things that. As an introvert, they're hard, and I know you don't think I'm an introvert, and we're not gonna get into that one. But that it's hard for me to go somewhere and just be like, I want to enjoy this place. I can't. But that's my time of enjoyment. Yeah. It is what it is. We enjoy the times. I think that's our advice for today.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me today.
No,
thanks for letting me back in your space.
No, thank you for coming. I know it's been difficult. Thank you. It's been a great time. If you've listened this far, just click that subscribe button.
Sí. De repente nos echamos otro episodio después de este.
Subscribe, like it. I think it's going to be somewhere on this side, somewhere there. Just continue the conversation. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you do. Because I know we spend a lot of time on workout, but there's a lot of many other things that people
Yeah,
can and actually
absolutely.
do to spend time. Dude, it's great to have you. Thank you so much.
Have a good one,
Thank
man.
you for coming.
Thank you.